There's a popular saying among programmers, "Don't reinvent the wheel." It means that since round wheels have already been proven to work well, you should just use them instead of trying to invent a new wheel with a different shape. Of course, this idea doesn't work when you're in school. You can't tell your teacher, "The class representative already got full marks, so I'll just copy their homework. No need to reinvent the wheel." But when writing code, directly using code that others have already written is perfectly normal and very efficient. For example, suppose you want to calculate the sum of all the numbers in a list. You could write your own function and call it every time you need to calculate a sum, but Python already provides a built-in function called sum. You can call it directly to get the total of all the numbers in a list, so there's no need to define your own. You can check the official Python documentation to see all the built-in functions, including ones we're already familiar with, such as print and len. However, the number of built-in functions is limited, and in many cases, they're not enough to solve our problems. For example, there isn't a built-in function that helps us calculate the median. At this point, we can turn our attention to other modules in the Python standard library. Our module is essentially a Python program. After you import a module, all the functions and variables inside it become available for you to use. For example, if you want to calculate the median of a list of numbers, you could write your own function. First sort the list, then use indexing to get the middle value. Here, the two slashes together mean integer division. After dividing, the result is rounded down. But instead of defining everything yourself, you can also use functions from Python modules. For example, Python has a module called statistics for statistical calculations, and it includes a function called median that computes the median. As a result, this whole chunk of code can be simplified into just 2 lines. The first line imports the statistics module, and the second line uses the median function from that module. Some people might wonder why sum is a built-in function, but median isn't and has to be imported first. The reason is that built-in functions are extremely common, while median is not used as frequently. It's like everyday furniture, such as a television, which you keep right in your living room. Less frequently used items like a barbecue grill can be stored away and taken out only when needed. There are 3 ways to import modules. The first way is using the import statement, which we've already seen before. After import, you write the module name. For example, import statistics. When you want to use a function or variable from that module, you use module name. Function, name or module name. Variable, name. The second way is using the from, import statement. After from, you write the module name, and after import, you list the functions or variables you want to use, separated by commas if there are multiple. The advantage of this approach is that you don't need to prefix the module name every time you use those functions or variables. The third way is using from import asterisk, followed by the module name. This imports everything from the module, so you don't need to prefix the module name when using any of its contents. Although this can be convenient when you need many things from the same module, it's still not recommended. The reason is that using asterisk imports all functions and variables, including many that you may never use. If you import both module A and module B, and they each have a function called ABC, you'll run into a naming conflict. When you call ABC, it becomes unclear whether you're calling the one from module A or module B. But if you use the first import method, the module name makes it very clear which module the function comes from. And if you use the second method, you can selectively import only the ABC function from module B. In the official Python documentation, you can find all the modules in the Python standard library. These include modules for working with strings, dates and times, files, regular expressions, mathematics, and more. Clicking into a module shows detailed descriptions of the functions and variables it contains. If you're curious about how a function is actually implemented, you can look at the source code written by others. In PyCharm on Windows, you can hold down the Control key and click on the function name. On MacOS, you hold down the Command key and click on the function name. But sometimes, even the modules in the Python standard library are not enough for our need. In addition to official modules, we can also import modules from third-party libraries. Third-party libraries are not provided by Python itself. They're created by other developers, so they are far more numerous and diverse. The syntax for importing third-party modules is exactly the same, but the difference is that you need to install them first, which means downloading them from the internet. As an analogy, installing a library is like moving a piece of furniture from the store into your warehouse, while importing it is like taking that furniture out of the warehouse to use it. All modules in the Python standard library are already in the warehouse, so you only need to import them. Third-party libraries, however, exist only on the internet, so you need to install them first, and then import them when you want to use them. The website pypy.org lets you search for third-party libraries. For example, you can find a financial data library called Akshar there and read about its features and usage. To install a library, go to the terminal and type pip install followed by the library name. For example, pip install Akshar. After installation is complete, you can import it using import. Once imported, you can use the functions in that module. For example, you can use the get-safefaxadaily function to retrieve trading data from the China Financial Futures exchange for the 22nd of February, 2022. Python has many interesting third-party libraries. Feel free to explore them.